Welcome to the Real Estate Leading Edge podcast, where every week we interview a top producing agent who will share with you exactly how to grow your business and live the life of your dreams.
Hey. Welcome to the Real Estate Leading Edge podcast. I'm here with my co-host,
Robert Cabani.
And Chatty Bazzi.
I'm Stephanie Butler, and this is my first podcast ever.
All right. Well, hey, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks.
Love it. I'm super excited about this episode. I mean, I'm excited about every single episode. And I always say I'm always excited because my co-host is Robert Cabani.
Yes,
And we are missing Sherry today too, right?
Oh man, where is she?
Right. She is. I'll tell you what she's doing. She's dominating so she can come back next week and share new success stories.
Absolutely.
Cool. So this episode is very exciting because it's the first leading edge episode where we have a female. And you know, we chose Stephanie as our first guest because she's been in the industry for only a couple of years and she's got a unique story. And rather than me tell you the story, she's gonna introduce herself, tell you how long she's been in the business and how you got involved in this business, etc. Like, give us a little bit of history about you.
Okay. So I've been in the business for just over 2 years. I am actually brand new at this company. What was I doing before? Kind of just doing the stay-at-home mom thing. Surprisingly, I have 4 children, so I'm pretty busy with that. School activities, basketball. I decided to do real estate because I was like missing something, lacking something career-wise, and I just nothing like fit in with me. So somebody had mentioned real estate, and I sat on it for probably a year or two. Just kind of the back of my head and like, yeah, it's not something I want to do. Until I realized, I love being social. So when I dove in head first. I went to in-house training and I went to real estate school online, same time. So just knocked it out, passed my exam the first time, and I think I hit the ground running. I actually started off with another company, but I wanted to excel my business and my mindset. So I just recently made the move here. I think it's been, 2 months?
Yeah, perfect. So how'd you do your first year in the business?
My first year, I did pretty well. I think I did 27, 28 transactions.
27, 20 transactions. That's a little bit over 2 transactions every single month as a brand new agent. So that is awesome. Now, second year in the business, how'd you do?
Well,
Or is this your second year in the business?
Yeah, this is combined, first and second.
So
first was
basically
a halfway
calendar
through the
year,
year. Yeah.
Or fiscal year, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your goal for this year, 2019? How many transactions are you gonna close?
This year, my goal is 50.
So you gotta double your business this year.
Absolutely.
Okay, and you said you recently transitioned from a previous company to Remax Leading Edge. I'm just curious, like, why?
Over there,
Because the other company is a great company. I know the other company. I know the people.
Absolutely.
They're amazing in every sense of the
Absolutely.
word. But there's got to be a reason why you made that transition. I'm just curious to know why.
Transition was mindset. I felt like stuck kind of in a groove over there where it was more me being social and I just had to make a move. I felt unmotivated.
Okay.
I felt myself unmotivated.
So you wanted to change environment.
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. So you're in a brand new environment right now. How has that impacted you?
Let's see, what are we in February?
Yeah.
January, I penned it over $900,000.
Hop five.
I mean,
Go girl.
Good job.
So
Woman power.
Yeah.
Hashtag woman power.
I feel, I don't want to say the word like freedom. I feel happy. I feel motivated. I feel inspired being here. I mean, it's taken me I did $3.5 million last year to now $900,000 in a month. So my mindset has totally shifted, and
Cool.
I love my colleagues. I I'm down a fun hallway.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's your next door neighbor?
I got Robert as
Who's
my
your
next door neighbor.
Tell me about that. What is that one like?
That's fun.
All right.
I
Is it fun?
smell all his health foods all day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I walk and Robert's seeing me like eating cake, and I said, "Don't you judge me."
Yeah.
Like I'm in the dark eating cake, and
Right.
he says I didn't see anything, so
Hear
it's
no evil,
exciting.
see no
Yeah,
evil.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a good time, and she comes down. We talk about our deals, and it helps.
Yeah, if I need help or I can always go and.
Cool. What have you noticed about it in the last couple of months?
Because
You're right next door to her.
I
so-
would have thought she's been in the business 12 years.
Yeah.
And she's actually a pretty unique character because she just seems to fit in well wherever she goes. So, but what I've noticed about her is that she came in automatically like a rock star. Like I said, I thought she was in the business for a long time, and to hear that she's only been in the business 2 years and did 27 transactions her first year, which is probably 7 times the average agent.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes it's like I'm talking to people who've been in the business for 6-7 years, and they're like, "My goal is to do 24 deals this year," and you've done that in your first year.
Yeah.
So I think, I think it'd be. And here's the thing: she didn't just do it. You did it with 4 children.
That's
I see,
another.
yeah.
So
Single
to me,
mother?
in my single mother of
Yeah,
4 children.
yeah.
So in my mind, that's like the equivalent of like a single man doing 100 with no children.
Yeah.
I left my cape at home for the show.
Right. What color is your
Okay.
cape?
That's a secret.
Ah.
Yellow. They say green's the money color. Yellow is my money.
Oh
color.
yeah.
Yellow inspires me. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yellow.
Yeah,
Yellow.
yellow.
All right. So Robert, you ask her. Pick on her. This is the show. We'll put her on the spot.
Well, Stephanie,
Because she's right next to you.
I
You
know.
know all the
Yes.
secrets.
Yeah, 27 deals in your first year. What do you think caused you to do so many more deals than so many other agents? Well, first of all, you have 4 children. You're a single mother, so we know that comes with a lot. So that'll be my second question. But what do you think caused you to do so many deals?
Well, my motivation. I'm so social. I think a lot of people get into real estate for, I don't know what the reasons are, but mine was, I'm a social butterfly. I like to talk to people. And so I found that like really easy to communicate. And, you first get in and it's like, oh man, it's been 2 months. I'm never going to do a deal. You kind of get like a little discouraged. And as soon as you hit that first one or you meet that first client, I mean, it was just like a snowball effect. Essentially I was still in my, they call it the free 90-day period where they don't expect you to do anything because you're so new. I think, after that first 45 days, it was insane. It was like I basically had to learn at a high pace.
Yeah.
All sorts of crazy stories too, like
do you
septics
remember your
and
first deal?
I do.
Who was it with? Like, I'm not. You don't have to give a name or anything, but like, who was the person to you? How did you come up with that lead?
Okay, so actually, my first lead was from a lady who I actually was inspired by. She sold me my house almost 4 years ago. She had a listing, and she kind of threw me. She said, I'm so busy, I can't call the buyer back. Go ahead and call. My very first offer was a multiple offer situation. I don't know how I pulled it off. I pulled it all together with all the tricks that I've been taught and talking to people, and we won. And so that was exciting.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not a big deal, but it was a deal, and it just
You kind of give it the momentum.
it set the motion for
Right. Do
me.
you ever take a look at the size of the deal? Does that matter to you at all, or no?
No, absolutely not.
What matters to you?
The people, the relationships that I build matter. I'll spend the same, I'll do professional photos, whether it's a $40,000 listing or a $500,000 listing. They're all the same to me.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome. So we think about people and transactions.
I think about those relationships and family and.
Terrific. So I'm just curious to find out what percentage of your business has been coming to you as a result of you either going out there to get it and or because of the relationships that you've opened.
I don't know how it works for most people, but you build your database over years. And I feel like I've built, like when the referrals start coming, I already get those, because I think I take the time to get to know those clients and make them, they are special to me. I want to know their story. I want to know everything. And so when they think of real estate, they think, oh my God, you have to call Stephanie. So, but I do go out. I do things. Someone once told me, if it makes you uncomfortable, do it. So speaking in public was uncomfortable to me, even though I'm so social. Like, I could have a conversation with anybody.
You're speaking in public right now.
Absolutely.
Right? Hold on. You know how many people are watching this video and listening to you right now?
Yeah, I'm.
No, seriously.
I'm just focused on you two.
Tens of thousands, exactly.
Yeah, so I became president of my homeowners association.
Okay.
So that was a hard thing for me to do, but I stepped outside of my comfort zone. And I think it's opened up a lot of doors for me. And I do the work. It does take work. I mean, you're talking 60, 70 hours a week, plus my real life, which is kids.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So, with 4 kids, doing all these transactions, working 60 hours a week, you must be living that life where you're constantly trying to balance back and forth.
There's basically no balance. There's no balance.
Which
everyone says work off a schedule. And for some, I know, we've tried. I'm just not like a schedule person. I am a fly by the seat kind of person. I don't know how it works for me. I think if I had a schedule in place, it would make my life 1,000 times easier.
You know what, Robert? You know what I'm picking up on?
I like the thrill.
Yeah, no, literally. Here's what I'm picking up on. And, I've known you for a short while, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm picking up on that you have a do whatever it takes attitude.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, like seriously,
definitely.
she's like, I don't care if I got a schedule. I'd love to have a schedule. I got stuff to do now. I'm just gonna do it, right? Is that something that you were born with, or is that something that you had to develop?
I think I was probably born with it. I've always been a little...
Lucky you.
Yeah, well, I've always been a little, hyper or whatever you call it. So just kind of out there doing...
Okay, how does one develop a do whatever it takes attitude?
I mean, it's just a mindset. You really have to... And I'm not, like I said, I don't work off a schedule. I make it up at this time one day. But you know what? At the end of the day, I get it all in. I don't care if I have to stay up 11, 12. I mean, this is what I'm doing. And I always make sure I cannot move on from one task unless I complete it, Because it's always in the back of my head. So I think that, it could be like a fault of mine too, where I have to see everything through. So, and I like the thrill of just,
So you finish.
Absolutely. But if I get a call from a buyer, a client that I don't have a schedule with, and they say, hey, I want to go see this, I'm going. I'm going. Whereas most people would say, but I'm not going to lose that. I'm going to go. Do whatever it takes.
Right.
And I do.
So we saw do whatever it takes. You were going to say something. She's a
finisher.
Right. Where most people are.
Where most people start and quit.
And go.
And then she also mentioned basically that she's fanatical about capturing the leads that come her way. Which, how many deals do we leave on the table sometimes when we're not doing, being that way. So,
absolutely. When I get a lead or the first thing thanks for calling me back. That was fast.
I mean, they're surprised, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes people are busy and you guys are working on your schedule and that works for you. But for me, it's like, and they're surprised by that. And so I think I like that element of, just like get in there.
Call anytime.
And make that impression.
So you're not fixed to a schedule. You basically have the flexibility to make the call whenever it comes. So would you make a call at 9:45 p.m.?
Absolutely.
If necessary?
I have gone out. I have a pending deal right now, 9:30 at night, and it was 40 minutes, St. Clair Shores. And it just came on the market, and she was excited. And I said, I looked at the pictures. And I'm like, all right, I'm thinking to myself, I don't say this, it's going to sell. So do whatever it takes. It's snowing. It's 9:30. It's a weekday, school night. I go out there 30, 40 minutes. Loved it. She loved it. Wrote up an offer that night. Captured the deal. Won their hearts. I mean, it's her dream home. So really it is whatever it takes. It's a lot of juggling.
That's a lot of faith.
Yeah.
Right there too.
Yeah.
You're willing to make that sacrifice
at
that time
absolutely.
of the night.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then you made that transaction.
And I've made those relationships. That's even more important.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what we're
the
talking
relationships and the she's going to go above and beyond, you know? So that's kind of what I want to be known for. Like, there is nothing she won't do for a
How
client.
much was the sale price on that property, just out of curiosity?
That was $195, I think, is what
So right around $6,000.
Mhm.
Does the $6,000 help you with your 4 children?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Plus the relationship we talked about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. So 50 transactions this year. I'm just thinking right now, as listening to you, what are we going to title this podcast?
I mean,
Single mom, doing whatever it takes.
yeah.
No.
Realtor, I like to call myself realtor extraordinaire.
Realtor
See? Extraordinaire. Yeah, see, it's a tongue twister.
Tongue
You gotta think about
twister.
that. You gotta think about that.
Awesome. No, seriously, I'm loving your story, and at the end of the day, there's so many people that they want to go to the next level, and they get into this business and they want to succeed. Like, they come in with good intentions. They spend money on getting the right education, and then the business cards and the tools and the computers and the softwares and paying their board fees, etc. And for the majority of them, they just they say about over 80% of the people are in and out of the business in the first 18 months.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, or the average person that stays in the industry does about 4 or 5 deals a year maximum, and you come in and you do 24 because you have whatever to do attitude. But also, I'm sure that you were faced with struggles during the process. You were faced with challenges. How does Stephanie deal with an obstacle or a challenge when it comes up? Could be a challenging client, it could be a challenging day, it could be a challenging anything.
I've had lots of challenges, and I do every day. I mean, there's always something going on.
I hear about them from time to time.
Yeah. Well, you want to know what's fun? Yeah. You'll hear my phone calls or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta take this off speaker. But what's funny is you wouldn't think the bathroom, but the bathroom at home, if I am home with the kids, it doesn't mean my business stops. But I have to go lock myself in the bathroom, and that's where I find I'm spending most of my time. I have this little stoop for my shower. I sit there and I make my phone calls. Try to block everything else out. I'm not like the one to say on your voicemail, if you're calling me after 5, forget about it. I'm available all the time. So challenges for me are just kind of seeing them through. Making sure that I have all my steps in place. I'm calling friends, support other agents like you guys. Just getting that peer support. Sometimes you do need it. I mean, because it's busy. It gets really busy. I'm closing 5 deals this month. So it's juggling, and yeah. I mean, it gets overwhelming, but you just have to see through it. There's a reward on the other side.
How do you keep that mentality up? In spite of it, because I could only imagine, what it's like to be a single. Well, I am a single parent, so I don't need my imagination.
Like a mom, a mom is
is responsible for making sure the kids are healthy.
Yeah.
Making sure they're clean, making sure they're fed. Making sure you're educated on
we
their
Uber Eats a
homework
lot.
and all
we
that
Uber
stuff.
Eats a lot.
So it's child 1, here's 1 punch. Child 2, here's the uppercut or jabs or whatever. How do you deal with all of that and still are able to maintain a highly productive real estate business in such a short period of time?
I think it's the art of just really just sticking it through. I don't have any other choice but to succeed.
Okay.
I don't.
So do you have goals? Do you have a vision? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I have
reasons?
goals, visions. I mean, even to go get your nails done.
Yeah.
Barely there's any time, right? I'm out in public all the time. There's barely any time. And when I go, my phone off the hook. My nail lady, Stephanie, honey, why don't you relax? Because I'm always rushing her. I need to get out of there. She likes to take her time. Stephanie, maybe you can shut your phone off and just relax, honey. You need some me time. What is me time?
What is me time?
There isn't any.
You ain't got no me time?
Sometimes on the weekends, but
Okay.
then the next day I'll get up and hit it again.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't matter.
So it sounds to me like you're very driven.
I'm driven.
You have the drive. Okay.
Don't
Awesome.
ask me where I get the energy because I can't answer that, but
Okay. I'm not even going to go there.
when you have 4 children and
I'm
you
telling
have
you.
to
What,
take
from
care
the
of them.
cupcakes?
It's like you forget like what sleep, you know, you just like caffeine and
Yeah.
you stay awake, you find yourself awake at night, just like that's your downtime. So you're up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning because that's your alone time. Nobody's calling you, the kids are sleeping. That's when you can just kind of like unwind, and you need that. It's important.
Do you have a question? Because I
Well, I mean, it just sounds like she's a hardworking woman who
Yeah.
persists regardless, basically. And I guess what I was going to ask you was, does your children provide you motivation to do your job
Oh,
at the highest
absolutely.
level? So
Yeah.
some people get scared that, you know, because they're going to be working so hard, it'll take time from their kids, and then they decide not to succeed. But you've taken on this other option where you're going to work even harder.
Because there is no option. I mean, you know,
she said
it's,
all the right words.
Yeah.
There's no option. I do whatever it takes.
there is no
Exactly.
option.
You know, there's no me time, but you make time for the customers, etc. But you know, I'm thinking about something, and I'm looking at you because every time I've seen you, you always had a smile on your face.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
And you're so friendly and so approachable. It's like you're magnetic, and I'm sure your clients love that about you.
Yeah.
And it just dawned on me right now as I'm thinking, I'm like, does she ever worry about anything?
Oh my God, I worry all the time.
So you do worry.
I do worry. I worry about deals.
And that's when you put your cape on and worry goes away, or?
No. You know what? You just gotta like bear down,
Yeah.
dig deep. You have to. I mean, if you listen, if you don't have the soul, you can fake a lot of things, but like to exceed at high levels, you have to like really dig down.
Yeah. How do you do it?
Well, I don't know how I dig down. I guess I find the motivation where it's like, yeah, you're missing a lot of time with the kids. But, times are different. It takes 2 people to have a household now. So even as one, I have to do double.
Right.
So I feel like I'm doing it for them. Like even though I'm not there all the time, I need to be able, they're not needing for anything. I don't have to worry about where their next meal is going to come from. I think that drives me.
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say in different words, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you're always like what's ahead of you and you prepare for it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So how important is preparation in business?
Preparation is key. It's key. I multitask. I think, like I said, I have to see things through, but they're always there until I see them through. But multitask is key. I said if I did 50 deals this year, I was going to get an assistant,
Okay.
and I think that will help.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I think you're definitely gonna do the 50. And you're definitely gonna get the assistant, and it's definitely gonna help.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What else, Robert?
I don't know. You are a rock star.
Thank
I'm
you. She's a
rock
I'm
star.
inspired.
Yes.
I'm inspired for her. I'm inspired
Me
for
too.
the people
I mean,
who are
do
watching.
they know I've never even picked up the phone?
Yeah. Do you guys know she's never ever picked up the phone?
I've
Yeah.
never cold called.
Okay,
Never.
so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something we've never done on the show before. We are gonna grab the phone right now. We're gonna go on Zillow. We're gonna pull out a for sale by owner number, and you're gonna call them live, and you're gonna do whatever it takes to get the appointment. Are you ready? Say yeah.
Yeah.
Wanna do that? All right, no. Next time. Next time. We'll get Robert. Robert, will you do that next week on the
Sure.
show? Say yes. Okay, so
Absolutely.
we'll get remind us. If we miss it, remind us. We'll get Robert to do it. Then I'll do it. It'll be
Yeah,
a lot of
that'd
fun.
be
Me, you,
awesome.
and Sherry doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would
That's
be
awesome.
Awesome for sale by owners.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Terrific. All right, so Stephanie, is there anything that you feel we should have asked you that we didn't ask you that could benefit our listeners?
I'm trying to think. No, I mean, really just stay committed. And I know it's very overwhelming at first, new, and you don't know, and you're like, and another little part of my story is I was not born and raised here. I've only been here a few years.
In this marketplace.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Wow,
I don't
didn't know
have
that.
family here or, I didn't have client. I mean, this is all self-made.
Right. Okay.
Literally
I had no
the
idea.
saying, starting from the bottom.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's all.
So if you could redo your first year all over again,
Mm-hmm.
what would you do different?
I would, what I did my first year was about 7 or 8. Like you're talking about first till December, 31st. I do it as calendar years, but what I did, I think that would do different is I spent a lot of time worrying and dictating things or trying to be in control of every situation. And I spent so much time over here on these deals that I had no idea what was going on over here, right? So I was focused on that one deal. What was going to happen after that closed? I had nothing lined up. So I think that just making sure that you have things
Keeping
and
the
that's
pipeline full, basically.
yeah, that's what I'm working on now. Like, don't forget, even though all these 5 deals are going on, what are you going to do next?
Yeah.
You know, you constantly have to be prospecting. So I used to go to the grocery store in just pajamas or whatever, you know, I mean, I need to run in, but now it's like, no, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody
people
knows
know
you.
you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I follow you on social media, and I'm like, oh hi, you know, but I always feel bad because I'm pretty bad with names too. I'll know your face, but names,
Right.
So, what is one strong piece of advice you'd give to anybody who's trying to succeed? Single mothers, we love to target them as well, but just basically anybody who, you know, who just got into the business, or if they've been in the business a while and wants to grow their business. Like you did 5 transactions, or you're doing 5 transactions this month, you said?
yeah, this month.
Okay, so you're on pace for 60 basically, for a 60 deal year. So what would be one piece of advice?
I just think that you should never give up hope on, you know, refuse to quit. I think that's going to be my quote, and I'm not going to say it early, but I would say really the people around you, who do you work with, who do you work for, that is huge. Huge. And I'm living proof. I've only been with this company for 2 months. And I've already done, you know, it's just insane what I've done. And I feel like it's because I'm inspired to be here. I don't feel my colleagues are competing with me.
Right.
I feel like we're on the same level. And, you know, I send leads to people and stuff that I don't want to cold call. I mean, it's really teamwork and it feels like family and it's comfortable. And in that environment, you will excel. So picking the place to be is key. I feel to someone's success. I
Love
really
it.
do.
Thank you for sharing that.
Definitely.
Thank you. All right, so I think we've extracted some very good information from you, and I know there's going to be a lot of mothers who are single and or not even single mothers. You know, maybe part-time stay at home. You know, mom. You know, trying to build up a real estate career, and a lot of men out there are going to be like, if she can do it.
You can do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
you can do it.
thank you very much for sharing everything that you've shared with us.
You're
And
welcome.
Robert, how do we end the show every single week?
So we're each going to give out a quote and
Okay.
then a book recommendation.
Okay, and this week we're going to begin with...
This week we're going to start with me.
All right. Yeah.
So my quote is discipline equals freedom.
Wow, that's a good one.
I forgot.
Oh, by Shadi Bazzi.
Thank you.
Is that by
thank you.
Shady Bazzi?
Much love,
Yeah.
much love.
Mine is.
You said it 2 minutes ago.
I know, but I forgot. Like, see, I.
Yeah?
That's why I don't do a schedule. Success. I don't remember what it was, but you only fail if you quit. That's what I want to say.
Ooh,
You
that's a
only
good one.
fail if you quit.
And you ain't no quitter.
I am no quitter.
You are a winner.
I'm gonna see it all the way.
That's
baby.
right. And that's my quote of the week is, I am on a mission to live my vision. Okay? And I love that. And for me, it's not just a quote. It's an affirmation that I affirm every single day to remind myself that I am really on a mission to live my vision. So get clear on what your vision is, and that right there will bring forth a brand new mission for you to take on. What do we do next, Robert?
Book recommendations. So
And who's gonna go first this week?
I'll recommend first, and it'll be Grant Cardone's book called Sell or Be Sold.
Ooh.
It'll just basically talk about the importance of being in a sales mode, especially in the business that we're in.
Yeah.
So definitely, good book.
Yeah.
How about you, Stephanie?
Mine is you are a bad. Can I say ass?
Yeah.
You are a badass.
You're a badass.
Yeah. So basically, it's just a self-help book. Revolved around money, really. How to get you out of the rut that you're in to make that money, that income potential. So
Excellent book.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you read
And you're
it?
a badass.
I'm a badass.
Yeah.
I
I
am.
love
Me
it.
too.
I love it. All right, my book this week is called The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. The Code of the Extraordinary Mind is a book that I don't know a lot of people have, either listened to and or read. And it's a book that I definitely fell in love with when I began to read it. And I had to read it twice because it's one of the few books that really challenges you on your belief systems, what you currently believe. So it's a book where you kind of like, got to suspend, your disbelief and just be open to anything and everything. And then when it causes you to adopt a new level, a new way of thinking, and that's how we grow. So, what else?
No, I agree.
What else?
Mindset.
Is it a
I
wrap?
just want to say, yeah, that's a wrap. It's an honor to be here with Stephanie
Thank
and
you.
you too, Shadi.
Thank you, brother.
Extraordinary people. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Real Estate Leading Edge podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with anyone you know who can benefit from the interview. And don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating and a positive review. Thank you and see you next week.